Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to my video on how to sing through the vocal break. This video is going to be organized into a playlist with various different videos on this topic because there's a lot to get through. If you're a new viewer to my channel right now, then please stick around. This is not a video that you're going to be able to just click through and grab 5 seconds of information and run away with. I want you to sit back and really go through this if you're serious, okay? My name's Moufarrege. I train professional singers as well as amateur singers, and I myself am a singer. So one of the biggest questions that I get about the vocal break is, hey, my vocal break is here, be it C4, be it an F4, be it an A4, wherever. And, my vocal break's here. Does this mean I'm a baritone and I'm doomed to have no vocal range ever? No, you can sing through your vocal break and you can learn how to do it. I struggled with my vocal break for years. It used to be on F4 and I could not sing above F4 in full voice. I had to go into falsetto to do it, okay? And it really pissed me off because all the songs I wanted to sing I had to have range higher now. I wanted to sing stuff like Michael Jackson, Dream Theater, Marvin Gaye, Queen, all that kind of stuff. Steve Perry, all that stuff. And I needed to have like A4s, C5s, I needed that kind of stuff. Hell, I would have taken A4 and that's it. If I was making deals. I was saying, just give me the A4, just give me that. Well, I have more range in the A4 now. I can go all the way up in a connected tone, and I can teach people how to do this as well. This is not something I was born with, and this is not something you have to be born with either. It is a physical skill. Now, we're going to talk about all the elements required to do it, okay? So this is not going to be like, oh, just do this one quick trick, one secret maneuver. It's not going to be like that, okay? I'm going to go step by step through all the elements that you're going to need to have to do it. And for me to give you those elements, I'm going to have to kind of lay out some groundwork before, okay? There's some terminology we got to get out of the way. There's an elephant in the room that we got to get out of the way before we can even get into the how to do it. First of all, I believe singing teacher should show evidence that he can actually do what he's talking about, okay? And this does not just mean I have to be able to do it, it also means my students. I got to show my students. So here's some evidence. First of all, I'll just do a very quick demonstration showing no break. There's no vocal break there. Okay, I went all the way up through into the 5th octave there. I'm going to show some demonstrations now on actual songs, and then afterwards I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of my students.
내 손끝에 넘은 너의 향기 흩어져 나가.
Yeah, you got it that time.
I'm dying to say what it is that is hitting away. The stars are the sun of my world, they burn from the inside out. I've known you for many years. Maybe I am just not enough. You made me realize my deepest fear by lying and tearing us up. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one.
The first thing that we're going to get out of the way is bridging into head voice, mixed voice, falsetto, reinforced falsetto, pharyngeal voice. All of these terms are often terms that will, or mask as well. All of these terms are terms that will pop up when you're looking up on the internet how to sing through my vocal break, how to grow my vocal range, how to sing high without having to go to falsetto. These are the terms you're going to hear all the time. You're going to hear mask. You're going to hear pharyngeal voice or pharyngeal resonance. You're going to hear head voice. You're going to hear mixed voice. You're going to hear those kind of things. Before we can even get into how to actually sing through the vocal break, we got to sort out these terms. Okay. What is the difference between falsetto and head voice first up? Because people are going to tell you that head voice is different to falsetto, and let me just get this out of the way right now, okay? There are two definitions of head voice that are going around, okay? You got falsetto, oh, very, very fluty, airy kind of sound, and then people will say, okay, well, you got that. Well, head voice, it's a very clear, strong, bright sound. So they'll say it's like falsetto, but it's got more core closure, it's got more compression, it's got more bite to the sound. I'm going to lay it out like this. I just call both of those sounds falsetto because your falsetto will operate differently in different parts of your range. Okay? So if I start down here, it's like that. It gets brighter and clearer as I get up into the 5th octave. Okay, as I get higher, my falsetto can get stronger and brighter. As I get lower, it loses strength. That is just how falsetto works. The higher you are in falsetto, the more clear and less breathiness it becomes. So I personally don't use two different terms for that. I just call it a strong, clear falsetto. I think it's less confusing that way. So you're going to hear me interchangeably. You know, you might be when I'll say falsetto, and you might be thinking, oh, it's not falsetto, it's head voice. I use the term interchangeably. Okay, so that's how I work there. Now there is another definition of head voice, all right, that people refer to, and that is different to what I just showed. I essentially just showed you a weak falsetto and a clear, strong falsetto. There is another head voice. That is another definition of head voice there. And that is a technique we're going to use to actually get through the vocal break. This is really important because you're going to hear teachers all the time say the secret to getting through your vocal break is bridging in the head voice. The problem with this advice is that a lot of teachers are actually, when they're saying head voice, they're not talking about the sound I just did. They're talking about that falsetto sound I did. You will get very different results out of doing those two things, okay? So really, you want the head voice, that is this one. Okay? Now you may hear that sound and you go, is that a head voice? That sounds like mixed voice to me. Or that sounds like your chest voice going up. Well, it is, okay? It is. So the difference between that type of head voice and mixed voice, they're the same terms. They're the same things. The thing is that this is why it's confusing. Somebody will use the term mixed voice to talk about that sound, that sound, and they will use head voice for that sound, which is essentially falsetto. Then you'll get other people who won't use the term mixed voice. They will use head voice as their terms, but they will be talking about which is mixed voice. So all these terms, are you confused right now? I don't blame you, okay? I was confused for years as well because teachers would tell me, hey, you got to go in the head voice. And I would go into falsetto and they say, not falsetto, head voice. And then I would say, can you demonstrate for me? And they would demonstrate falsetto. They'll go, that's falsetto. You can call it head voice. That's no problem, you calling it head voice. But you got to understand the only difference between that sound is just you're taking out the breathiness. So it is falsetto, okay? It's like me saying, okay, here's my chest voice. Hey! And here is banana. Hey! Well, the only difference there is that one is airy and one's not airy. There's no point calling it banana and chest voice. Just call them one chest voice and one airy chest voice. Makes it less confusing. So now that we got that out of the way, what is mixed voice and head voice and chest voice? What are the differences there? Okay, so we've established a breathy falsetto, a clear falsetto, and then a different type of head voice, one that is actually a connected sound, which is the sound we're going to use to learn how to sing through the vocal break. Well, what is mixed voice and chest voice? Those three terms, head voice, mixed voice, and chest voice, to me are the same thing. Okay, so I start in chest voice, and my voice just tapers and gets thinner as I go higher. You see, it's just kind of getting thinner, but it's staying in the same sound. I'm not going, okay, I'm not switching into a different thing. Okay, I'm just going straight up, and it carries me up. Okay, so that is, I call that chest voice. Now, a lot of people will disagree with me. They will say, well, that's not chest voice. You're going into mix and going higher. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Okay, chest voice, when it works properly, will automatically shift. The resonance will shift, and you will go into what people call mixed voice or head voice. All right, so that's what's happening. Head voice is your chest voice resonating in the head. Hey, see, it's connected into my chest voice. It's the same voice. It's the same voice. There's no switching into a different thing. You just hear it tapering and a gradual change in quality. That's all you hear. Mixed voice is referring to that. It's referring to that mixed resonance, mix of mouth resonance, mix of head resonance. It's a mix. Okay. Now I'm talking about resonance, not voices. This is where everyone gets confused. They think, okay, I got to get from chest voice to head voice. I've got to change my voice into a different voice. Okay, chest voice, head voice. No, that's falsetto. Okay, if I go I'm in falsetto now. Okay, that's you know, if you want to sing through the vocal break, we have to do something a little bit different than that. We're going to get into that in the next video, but this video is just to lay out the groundwork. So we've covered a lot just now. Let's talk about how I'm going to use the terms here to simplify things, because I just went through a lot of different terms. It may be a bit confusing. You might think, wow, what's going on here? So how do I define things? I'm going to define things in these videos as simply full voice or falsetto. Okay, full voice is a connected sound. Falsetto is a disconnected sound. You are either connected or disconnected. Okay, so I could go, that's disconnected. It's falsetto. You can call it head voice, doesn't matter, but it's disconnected. This, that's connected. That's full voice. Okay, that's staying in the same voice from bottom to top. You can call that mixed voice, you can call it head voice, you can call it chest voice. I don't mind, but it's a connected. You have to just know the difference between connected and disconnected. So make sure you're really using your ear when you listen to these demonstrations, because sometimes I get comments from people who want to debate terminology, but they're not listening with their ear. I want you to really just listen with your ear, listen to the two different sounds, and I don't mind what terms you use. That's totally cool. You just got to be able to translate the sound, what I'm giving you here, to the terms that resonate with you. So that's cool. I don't mind if you call things different terms. That's totally fine. We just got to be on the same page about what sound actually is. Really, it comes down to, are you connected or disconnected? That's it. That's all it comes down to. And we're going to get into next video, what are the steps involved to actually sing through your vocal break. So I hope you found this video helpful. This is the groundwork here that we've covered. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you made it through the entire video, because I want to know who's actually watching all the way to the end. And give it a like and subscribe. Please share this video if you feel it can help somebody else. And leave your questions down below. I'll get back to you. And if you are interested in lessons, you can go to my website, moufarrege.com, and book a Skype lesson with me. I teach all around the world. I teach pro singers. I teach amateur singers. I teach, just people who are serious and want to learn. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.